Welcome everyone, I'm Tim, I'm the founder of the Health Optimisation Summit and also known as the UK's leading biohacker. I'm pretty bored of saying that these days, but anyway, today we are joined with my dear friend Ruta. She's the founder of MANILLA Cosmetics. In short, Ruta has dedicated her life to making other people beautiful by nurturing their skin. After 8 years of studying medicine and working in the biggest hospitals in Lithuania, she decided to quit her medical career after 8 years and establish one in cosmetics manufacturing, which after 4 years became one of the biggest in Lithuania. It's a bit of a success story, actually. Ruta is also a public speaker, a pioneer in a mastermind in a mastermind network in her country, organizing entrepreneurs, dinners, gather-ups, events, connecting with people that are looking for better health in the world. It's also how we met at something like that too. So welcome, Ruta.
Hello, Tim. Hello, everybody. I'm super happy to be on this podcast. I'm a bit nervous.
Why are you nervous? I mean, just to let you guys know, watching this, Ruta is obviously Lithuanian. Her second language is English. And she always says that she hasn't got great English, but in fact she has. So we're going to give her a break if she stumbles on anything.
Okay. So, agree on that.
So let's jump straight in. So it can be a value-packed podcast for the guys and girls listening. The first thing, and I think the most important question of everything for many of my colleagues is, how did you find out about alternative health methods? Because you're a formally trained doctor and many of them just do not have a clue about these things. So.
Yeah, this is pretty deep question because it's philosophical, you know, like kind of rhetorical, but like back in my young age, my family is very, how to say, people from nature. We spend a lot of time in nature, in the forests. I'm from big family in Lithuania. I have brother and sister, and we traveled a lot. We used to pick rubbish in the forests. We spent a lot of time in nature, and my parents always pushed me to recycle plastic and everything. And as a kid, I didn't understand why I need to do that because my friends never did that. Actually, they were laughing at me when I was going to with this plastic bag, you know, to the recycling container. It was really frustrating. And yeah, so this is how I grew up, with this in my blood, that I should take care of nature. And in general, that nature, there are answers in nature of everything. And when I decided to study medicine, I was really excited because my passion and my plan was to help as many people as possible, to help with their health, to improve their health. And when I went to this classical medical system, I really found out that it's super superficial, you know, like nobody cares about the reasons. Everybody cares only about the consequences. So basically what Western medicine does, treats the consequences of our lifestyle. And I was not like that. I was always looking for the reasons why this disease showed up. Maybe you know, you should change your lifestyle. Maybe you should look at your everyday routine, at your thoughts. What can bring this disease to show up? And I was kind of black sheep in this medical society. I was a good student and motivated and everything, but I always raised this question and I always was kind of critical. And the last decision, and I felt that maybe, you know, I'm not gonna be a practitioner. I wanted to get the diploma. In general, I wanted to know a lot about human body, how it works. It's necessary it was necessary for me to explore all this human body and health systems. And the final point when I decided that it's not my place under the sky was a couple of last years of my medical career. I was working in a pulmonology department with chemotherapies for people who were dying of cancer, lung cancer. And basically I was the one responsible for giving them chemos. And literally I saw a lot of people dying in my eyes, you know, like you give the chemo and then the patient is supposed to come back in 2 or 3 weeks for another round, and he or she is not there anymore. So I literally lived in this confusion that I'm giving poison to people, basically to help them to recover, but killing them on the same hand, you know. So I really felt like my belief system was disrupted. And I decided to look for alternative ways of helping people. And I always loved phytotherapy and in general botanicals and plants and natural substances. And yeah, this was the best decision of my life, to get out of the system and establish my own realm.
Awesome. It's a great story. And it's funny because a lot of the best brands or speakers that I meet on my journey, and I'm very lucky to interview probably 30 to 50 a year and get to know the world's leading guys from running the conference. And the story, it always follows a similar things, like they realized that they woke up or realized that what they had learned wasn't quite what they had expected it to be. And I think it's becoming more and more common with game changers and the world in general, I think, especially after the recent last few years that we've gone through. So interestingly, like, how did you then jump from being a doctor giving chemotherapy to caring about skincare and cosmetics? Because that's a big jump. And now, I mean, I can understand psychologically why it's such a good one to, when dealing with that all day, every day, but it's a really interesting jump. So how did that happen?
Okay, so in the very beginning of this, like officially Manila was established in 2016, but I was making cosmetics as my hobby from 2009. So it was the second year of my medical studies. And this was my passion and hobby. Like when I'm into the process, I'm out of this world, like the time disappears and I'm in this Alice in Wonderland metaverse making all those potions. So it was really good feeling to have it as a hobby. I used to do it on weekends because I had to work in 2 jobs. Sometimes I used to work for 40 hours in a row without breaks or with short breaks. And I felt so tired and so, not in my place. And on weekends when I used to make and mix this cosmetics in my home kitchen, I really replenished myself. I really recovered all the time. I felt happy again. And so, yeah, it was like a remedy for me. But I never ever thought about making it as business, because I never ever considered myself as entrepreneur, businesswoman. I was supposed to be scientist and, doctor, PhD maybe one day, maybe professor one day, I don't know. But I thought this was my life path. So, it's some kind of, how to say, it was a calling by heart. And yes, I thought it's going to be my hobby, but little by little, I started to get orders from random people, in the beginning from my family members, from my friends, as like customized cosmetics for gift. But then more and more people started to order online, because I used to have like Facebook page, you remember, back in 2012, it was very popular. And not so much e-commerce then in Lithuania. So yeah, and I was mixing those creams, serums, shampoos, and sending it to people. I was alone and doing it in my home kitchen. And yeah, so it went well. I started to earn some additional money. But anyway, I never thought about it to become a huge company. And then in 2016, after 8 years of studying and work, I was really tired and I really wanted to get out of the system. I already decided to take a gap year to have some rest from my studies and, to travel, to, I don't know, do some nice stuff for me finally. And then I met my business partner, and this guy just suggested me to help with a web page. And I said, but Vytautas, I don't have money to pay for you. This is not business. This is hobby. And he said, it's okay. Like karma will pay me off. Will pay me back. And then we started to work together, and we found out that we are great partners. And so this guy helped me to open the company, and we started all together. And in 5 years, it became biggest natural skincare brand and second biggest of all time skincare brand. And I never came back to medical system, and I'm super happy for that.
Congratulations. So it's really good that you're such a big brand in the beauty industry, but also that it's natural. So the biggest natural and the second biggest of all. So, I mean, that's really good for helping spread awareness. I mean, back in 2003 to 2009, I had a big e-commerce store in the UK in the hair and beauty industry, and beauty was just horrendous at that time. There was a couple of mineral makeups out there, but everything else was just stuffed with nasties. It was actually really quite an interesting industry, the beauty one. And cosmetics and beauty industry and fitness generally is all about aesthetics and looking good, but not necessarily being good or feeling great. And I think the health space and biohacking space that we're in, as we know it today, is very about feeling great, which then comes from the inside out. But the problem is there still is a need for the outside in, and I feel like the health space does miss that. So it's really, really nice to see, kind of like my past career, my former life from 20 years ago, meet with the one that I'm passionate about and for good. So it's really nice to see those two intersect. So just out of interest, like, you focus on clean and safe ingredients, obviously, but is this for like the people using it and the planet, or one or the other, or like, how do you see it?
So it's again for a customer to answer, what is clean cosmetics? It is the concept that I am making my cosmetics with this concept. So we try to avoid, we avoid additional ingredients, which is not necessary for the formula itself. It doesn't do anything good for the skin. It does good for, for the attraction, for aesthetics of the product itself. So I know there are plenty of ingredients which are not necessary totally. So our concept was less is more. So to put less ingredients, but in higher concentrations. In that case, you can save the money on costs, not giving the money for, for fragrances, colors, preservatives. And it really worked. It's what people were looking, because this awareness of sustainability and naturalness, it's really back in 2016 when we established the company. It was in Lithuania, it was really, really good time for that, because people started to live better, to be more conscious about the nature, about the impact, environmental impact. And so somehow I managed to merge those two concepts, like it's good for your skin and it's good for nature. And to be honest, even until this day, I'm not even sure why people buy my cosmetics. It's amazing. Like, formulas are amazing, and all the sustainability part, yeah. And in a way, I enjoy that, because if I knew exactly why they buy, I would focus more on that side. And this uncertainty, unknowingness, it even helps me to be more creative on both sides. Because it's, it's a business, and it's huge business. And then we still have to have marketing, even though the formulas, the brand is very good, and there are plenty of brands, and you have to be on top of the competition, and you have to have a good marketing. So you have to look from different angles. So I decided, not to know exactly, and we're pushing both sides.
No, that's great. No, I mean, it's really good. I mean, actually, I had a conversation earlier on about this. It's like, if you have a product that fulfills no real need, let's just say you're selling a rubber widget, okay? You have to really market that and convince people that they need it. Whereas a good product, you just need to put it in front of the right people. There's a difference between pushing something that's not needed and something that's great that is put in front of you. And I think that's the difference between awareness marketing, and hard selling. And I think I see this time and time again in the biohacking or health optimization space, that brands don't necessarily have huge marketing, but once the product is in front of people, it's then talked about and spread so quickly, versus the rubber widget that is not really needed, and it needs multi-level sales marketing machine to get people to want it. And I'm sure that probably resonates with you, knowing the multi-level marketing machines that are in your space generally. And they are there. And so no, it's really nice. It's great. Marketing is a needed thing for awareness. I mean, we do, but we don't push hard. We really don't. So, okay. So let's discuss kind of the competition, because the market is flooded with so-called miracle products. What are the top 5 ingredients that actually work?
Okay, so this is kind of how to say a simple question, because I'm gonna tell you the ingredients and that's it. You don't need to bother about anything, about the brand, about the how to say knowing something, getting deeper into this topic. So basically, you just have to know the ingredients, and I'm gonna tell you top 5, and the working efficient concentrations, because concentration is also a very important part. Like, that ingredient can be amazing, but if it's like 0.01, it doesn't make sense. So what actually works, and it doesn't matter what brand it is, just the concentration matters. So vitamin C is really one of the best solutions for skin. In plenty of mechanisms it works. It helps to produce natural collagen synthesis, it brightens the skin, it moisturizes the skin, like really, really amazing. If I had to choose from all 5, I would choose maybe, vitamin C, I think. I just adore it. Of course, it has side effects. If you use too much of it, it can be a bit, skin can become a bit sensitive, and you have to, with some forms, you have to avoid sun, but not with all forms. With salts, you don't have to avoid sun. It's even better to use with sun creams, then it helps to reduce the damage of the sun. But I'm going to talk about it on the summit. So and the recommendation that actually works, it starts from 2% and goes to, let's say, safe concentration around 8%. Of course, you can do 10 or 20 or even 30, but it can be then very, irritating or even dangerous. So between 2 and 8 is perfect. And let's say 5%, it works perfectly and your skin is happy. Another ingredient which I really adore is niacinamide, so vitamin B3. And you know that it's very good for the body and for longevity and everything. And I take a lot of it, supplements, but I also use a lot for my skin because it's an amazing moisturizer. It also helps to reduce the wrinkles, the fine lines and pigmentation, and really softens the skin. So, and it's good for all skin types. For example, vitamin C like people with sensitive skin, maybe they should be a bit careful with it. And vitamin B3, it's like almost for everyone.
I supplement with various different types or forms of it. Actually, it's amazing. It really is amazing.
Yeah, I like this B3 with high potency, which gives the flushes. I really enjoy the feeling.
Yeah, I have 500 milligrams before bed, 30 minutes, 3 times a week. Yeah, and only certain people flush at certain times. I find after alcohol, or if I'm inflamed or something or other. I think actually I gave you a huge dose of it when we were hanging out last year. It's a really amazing stuff. Yeah.
So yeah, and it's very good for the skin too. What else? So organic acids. People tend to avoid because they think that it's something dangerous, you know, like acid can go on your skin and do some dangerous stuff there. If you use it in the right way and the right combination of acids, then it's one of the most effective ingredients found on this earth. So yeah, I really go for AHA group, so alpha hydroxy acids. It exfoliates the skin. It helps to brighten it, to reduce fine lines, and yeah, your skin just gets like refreshed and renewed very quickly, and can help to solve a lot of problems, like the aging problem. Well, not a problem. Aging is not a problem, by the way. We use this term agefinity in our communication, not anti-aging, but agefinity, because, you know, anti-aging is something that it's, you know, you have to stop aging. Aging itself, it's natural process, yes? And we can age in a beautiful way. So agefinity is the right concept.
Very nice term. I'm going to remember that one.
Yes, so this one, as for moisturization and hydration, I really love hyaluronic acid and peptides and algae. They really
I'm a big fan of those.
They absorb a lot of water and can and
sure.
yeah, supplementation.
Yeah, I mean, I've actually been using your hyaluronic acid for probably 6 months now, and yeah, it's bloody awesome. I mean, I use a derma roller a little bit. I use some copper peptides and various other things as well. Also, I like a little bit of astaxanthin, but also the hyaluronic acid as well. I find to be very good. Actually, while I don't really notice much of a difference myself, people often do comment and say, well, your skin looks great, Tim. I feel like it doesn't look great.
You look younger than last summer.
So
I think it's Manila.
Yeah, no, I use it like it's part of my daily routine. It really is. It's like, I think there's also like when you know the people behind the brand, and you know what the brand stands for, and you know the science behind the brand, it's kind of much more addictive to use and enjoy than a brand that's just on the shelf in a supermarket that you really don't know whether they even care about their customers, which, you know, has come out many times. So same with this, you know, sun cream industry, all the benzene and things like that they found in it. I mean, it is part of my routine as a result, but I see the results, or people say they see the results. So I'm very happy about that. Yeah, so what's the final one, the fifth one?
The fifth one. So yeah, I was thinking about even 7 now, but okay, let's choose so retinol, vitamin A, or retinal or retinaldehyde, depends on the form, but it's amazing exfoliator, and it really helps to renew the cells and yeah, brighten the skin. A highly effective ingredient. Again, very irritative. You have to be cautious about using it, but it's I really love how Hippocrates said, like, a little of something is the medicine, every day is the food, and too much is poisonous. And whatever it is, you know, even, I don't know, glass of wine or 3 bottles of wine. So Yeah, the same with cosmetic ingredients.
Very, very, very wise words. So what don't most people know about the cosmetics that they actually use at the moment?
What they don't know. Okay, I'm gonna share something. Probably you wouldn't think about this. Okay, so I'm a manufacturer and R&D specialist. Yeah, so I'm responsible for production. And people and investors and other entrepreneurs, they always try to help me with new ideas, and they say, why wouldn't you make customized cosmetics? It's like, it would be amazing to have customized, personalized cream. And this is such a headache for me to explain all the process, that it is not possible. I mean, it's possible, but to create one formula and to test it, because there are plenty of tests you have to do: microbiology, dermatology, toxicology, stability test, even few more. Everything costs. After you doing these tests, you get the results. If the results are okay, due to compliant, you have to give all the data to cosmetics expert, the one who has the license to make the safety assessment, the final document. This document is basically 100 pages book for one product, for one formula. And all this process costs at least 1,000 euros. Sometimes it can be up to a few thousands for one formula. And if you want to change, and only then you can notify the product in European products database, and only then you can sell it online or whatever. I mean, before you get the safety assessment, you cannot sell it. Like it's a crime. So how can we make customized cosmetics? I mean, we can have plenty of formulas already with safety assessment. Then it's okay. Then you can, like, let's say, prescribe something from your formulas. But to create something really special for that person, it would cost a few thousand euros per one.
It's just not scalable either, is it? Like,
not at all.
Imagine if Coca-Cola and like had to reformulate their product every single time. It's just not possible. And I think what goes on your skin, goes in your body. And so I understand why there's strict regulations for it. But yeah, it's funny, isn't it? Customized. I mean, yeah,
it's like customization is the most expensive process everywhere. If you want the clothes or the car to be customized for your needs, you pay like 10 times more for this item. So it's the same with cosmetics. It's, people think that, to create a formula, like, I create it, I mix it in the lab, I pour it into the bottle and I sell it. Nothing to do like that. To prepare one formula is 4-6 months, sometimes 1 year, because if the stability test, for example, doesn't go well, you have to remake it, and then you have to redo all the previous tests again. So it's really like long and deep process.
So you're saying that you don't just mix it up in a couple of bottles in your kitchen and then send it out?
Back then it was, shadow times in Lithuania.
Yeah, I understand. So what do you class as natural? And is it always the best option for us?
Okay, so again, good question. Again, people, there is no official regulation in the world for the word natural. So basically it depends on the countries or continents regulation, but even this is very, how to say, shadow part, because everything is natural, what is found on this earth. Yes, even the oil which from which all the synthetic stuff is produced is natural source, isn't it? So yeah, it's very a lot of regulations and a lot of different terms in all this how to say in all this cosmetic market business. and a lot of place for manipulation. So be careful with the term natural, because basically it says nothing, to be honest. It's better to rely on the words organic or ecological, because these two words, organic or ecological, to use them, you have to have official seals. You have to get certificates to be approved by some certain certification authorities, which have its own standards for organic stuff. So it means that the ingredients are grown in sustainable way, in a renewable way. All the process is not, there is no synthetic synthesis.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of stuff, and yeah, but the product, their prices are way higher than just natural. But the best part to avoid this misleading about naturalness in general is just to know which ingredients can be natural and which cannot, and to understand the ingredient list, basically, at least the basics of it. And in the summit, I'm gonna give you some hints how to do it easily, and I would recommend the apps that really help to understand the ingredients.
That's awesome. I mean, it's the same with products in the supermarket, and when people realize that actually the ingredient isn't actually natural, they end up renaming it or changing it to something else. I mean, if you look at many products, it has sugar, fructose, and various different names for exactly the same thing. And because ingredients labels have to have the biggest or most used ingredient in the product first in an order of quantity, yes. So i.e. ingredient 1, ingredient 2, ingredient 3, what they do is they then split it down into its derivatives and then spread it out throughout the label, so that you don't realize that, you know, it's a huge portion of it is sugar. That's where the industry in the food industry is so bad, and obviously cosmetic industry is a big one too, and they know these little tricks and loopholes and things like that. So it's really good that you keep it nice and clean and minimalistic approach, I think.
Exactly, like less is more in everywhere in life.
So tell me, before we get ready to wrap up, I've got one other question, but before I do, tell me, what are the ranges and types of products that you do? Now, we know you do hyaluronic acid, and I know you do a cleanser. Not that I'm admitting that I use that one, but and a vitamin C shot and various other things. So what do you do?
Okay, so not today, well, this week is a huge occasion for my company, because we just launched the web page, which was made for the UK. So manillacosmetics.co.uk. Now you can use it and can order the first products. It's not all the products that we have in our range, but soon there will be more and more products. And with the discount code Manilla22, you will get 20% discount for your card. So this was a disclaimer. And in Lithuania, we really made a revolution in serums field market, let's say. Manilla is very good in making facial serums. We make it very effective, high concentrated, clean ingredient list. People really find it very effective. We have a lot of testimonials. Like, people love our serums. They compare it to the best, most popular serums in the world, and they usually say that it's even better. So our hero products are serums. Hyaluronic, collagen serum, vitamin C ampoules, and so on. Also, we are good in creams. In facial creams, we have plenty of different kinds of creams for sensitive skin, for dry skin, for oily skin. People also love it. And also, we're very good in exfoliators. We have acid mask, we have scrub, we have another kind of masks that really helps to clean your pores. So these are, let's say, hero ingredients, but hero products. but we have a wide range. We have hair care, we have skin care, we have baby care. Also, we have some specific products for men, which has amazing aroma, natural aroma, by the way, because again, people think that aromas, fragrances all the time is like only synthetics, and it's not. Nowadays, the manufacturers can make absolutely natural, but still fragrance, because it goes under this term in all the legislation process. You know, they cannot make it natural fragrance or something. It's fragrance and that's it. But it's certified organic, natural, and smells amazing, and even hypoallergenic. So this is what we choose for the products that we decided to have nice.
Amazing. So the men's range, I want to talk to you offline about those, but that's one area I get asked a lot by my followers is, you know, what do you use in your hair? And I use actually gel I pick up from Germany every time I go, just because I find it's the only thing that bloody works. But at some point, some men's natural hair care, not just salt spray, which it seems to be quite common, would be great. I think it's a gap in the market right now.
Okay, well, if it's a gap in UK market, I will consider that. I will explore more on it.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Awesome.
honest, men is not our, how to say, cosmetic is more a women thing, so not target audience, but it will be.
Yeah, I understand. So what's one thing that everyone should be doing for their skin?
Two things. Both are very important. Clean it and moisturize it. That's it.
Very easy. So and you've got a good cleanser, I know.
Amazing.
Yeah. And okay, cool. I mean, that answers that one very easily, I think. So do you one final question I just had a thought about is SPF, and what do you do in line along with that?
Oh my God, this was, I could say, my master's thesis. I was working on one SPF formula. We have only one because it's so hard to create natural SPF that would be very convenient to use, because there are only two natural ingredients on earth that can help to block the sun. So zinc oxide and titanium dioxide, okay? And they're both pigments, so they leave this white color on your skin, and it's quite heavy. Like you cannot spread it easily. It's very heavy. So I was really like making this formula, I don't know, for 2.5 years, and finally we made it. It's amazing moisturizing cream with SPF 30. We couldn't manage to do more, but 30 is like, I recommend maximum 30, because in general we don't need 50. Like, it's crazy nonsense living in our continents, let's say, where there is almost no sun, and actually we have to like be in the sun. We have to actually find time to go to the sun, not always blocking it. But for those who are who has sensitive skin or first skin type, of course sometimes they have to use SPF, but not more than 30, as I say. And yeah, so I made the formula 81% natural, and it was really the highest I could do.
Awesome. It's a funny point, actually, because so many people cover themselves up in clothes. They live in a northern hemisphere and get enough natural light. They spend their life inside. I mean, as you can see, I'm in a window here. I'm outside most of the day, and I used to burn when I was unhealthy, and then when I realized that actually healthy skin starts from the inside out, I don't burn anymore. I really don't.
I agree with you, and it's education is needed there, because this SPF market is crazy. The product, they're very expensive, easy to sell, because basically you sell the fear, to get the cancer. So of course everybody's buying it, and okay, there is this sun damage, sun aging effect, photo aging, the term is. But I mean, like, if you use good cosmetics and you take care of your skin, there's a balance. You cannot avoid sun. I think we are sad and depressed most of the time because we don't have enough sun, and that we have, we block with SPFs.
Yep, we need it. We need it for our happy hormones, to have a smile on our face for sure. So Ruta, it's been absolutely awesome catching up with you today. I'm really looking forward to your talk in a few weeks at the summit, which I'm not going to go into more details now, but you can find Ruta on the agenda on the website summit.healthoptimization.com. If you want to check out the cosmetics in the meantime, it's manillacosmetics.co.uk, which is just launched now, or .com or .lt, obviously. On Instagram, it's Manilla_LT. And
MANILLA Cosmetics too, MANILLA Cosmetics.
So you can catch up with her there. And yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing you at the summit in a couple of weeks, Ruta.
Yeah,
thanks very much for coming on today.
Sorry? Okay. It was a pleasure to be here to talk to you. I think it's going to be a good, amazing, and educational podcast.